Inter Miami receive Houston Dynamo here in Dry Pink Stadium. We're going to take you around Dry Pink Stadium, guys, and asking fans for their predictions today. So let's see what they say today here. Let's see if Inter Miami gets their first W.
I'm going to hope for a very nice win here tonight. Let's go for a 3-0 win. I'd like to see Higuain get some points tonight.
You should get a W today, hopefully. Get our first goal at home.
Who's scoring the goals?
I haven't seen the starting lineup, but hopefully Wayne gets one.
Wayne?
Yeah, I think so. He's much better knowledge on soccer than I do, so I would have to agree.
Espero que ganemos y que haga un gol igual.
2-0 gana el Inter.
¿Goles de?
Gol del Pipa y no sé otro, pero creo que el Pipa va a hacer un gol.
El Pipa.
I would have to say 2-1 with Fafa Pico scoring both goals and slotting it in late to win it.
Well, have you guys heard there? All the fans there making their predictions. Let's see if some of them guessed or not. I mean, we had a Houston Dynamo fan there. We had Inter Miami fans. But at the end of the day, it was a gloomy night here in Fort Lauderdale, as well as it was a gloomy day for Inter Miami as they lost 3-1 against Houston Dynamo. Only goal coming from Higuain. It wasn't the best performance by Inter Miami. First half, it was 50-50 in my opinion. Second half, it was all Houston Dynamo. Higuain scored a goal in the second half, PK. But it wasn't a good performance by Inter Miami. So let's go from ratings from the player. Marsman, I give him a 6.3. Second half, a PK, horrible mistake by him. He dropped the ball. The ball was probably well, so it was raining here in Miami. And then he commits the penalty right after that. 6.3, Yelling 6.7, Lowe 6.7, McVeigh 6.7, Allen 6.8. I really like Allen. A young player. He was always asking for the ball. He's making those runs on the left wing. 6.8. Mota 7.3. Gregory 7.2. Robert Taylor 7.1. The only thing he did pretty much was the penalty for Inter Miami. Lassiter 7.1. Higuain 6.9. Higuain scored a goal, but once again, what we have seen from Higuain the whole entire season, last season, pretty much nothing from a player like him. There were a lot of hopes for him here in Inter Miami. He scored a goal. And Robbie 7.1. He was coming back from an injury, but I believe he played pretty good. One-on-one, he was pretty good. Attacking, shooting the ball. He was the best attacking player that Inter Miami had today. I just got off from the press conference from Phil Neville, so let's listen to what Phil had to say.
You know, it feels like we have a lot of these after press conferences. Today, I think my frustration is that we had, I think it was 11 shots on goal in the first half. We weren't ruthless enough. 11 shots on goal where we didn't probably maybe hit the target twice. We do a lot of work on our attacking play. We do a lot of work in getting into some really good positions. We were controlling some really good movements in the first half, and then you don't take the extra pass. You don't compose yourself. You're a little bit uptight, and then you go out in the second half and you get punished by two poor mistakes. And we're playing against a lot of teams now that are having 4 or 5 shots on goal and converting them all, and we're having 8, 9 shots on goal and not converting any. So I think that's where the problem lies, is that we're definitely not ruthless enough, and it's putting a lot of pressure in terms of sort of like that. You know, they're only creating 2 or 3 chances, and we're getting punished. We're going through that period where we're getting punished for every little mistake we're doing. But we've got to be more ruthless in attack. We've invested a lot. We've invested a lot in our attack. We've got quality players in attack, and for me, the composure in the final third, the chances that we created, the shots that we had on goal, and sometimes I think we probably shot a little bit too much, where we could have taken the extra pass, created an overload in wide areas. We had a couple of opportunities where DeAndre and Noah went down the sides, where we just could have been more ruthless enough in the final third. And then, so that was my take on the first half. The second half, poor defending just after half time, got them in the game, knocked our confidence a little bit, a lot. Because we're fragile, because we're a new team that want to do well, are desperate to win, desperate to do well, and then it felt like an uphill struggle. We get back into the game at 2-1, and you think there's going to be a charge, but we just didn't have the quality in the final third to break them down. And I've got to say, I think probably as disappointed as I felt.
The lack of confidence from the goals that they scored, or did
I think
something else
no halves are ever the same. No halves are ever the same, and you get moments in games where you win the game. And I thought at half time it should have been a game where we were 2 up, and because we didn't take those chances, we came out in the second half and with not the same mentality. We came out in the second half with this, that we weren't going to be as dynamic. And the first half, I thought we were dynamic. Think about switches of play, think about the width that we have on the field, think about the areas that Taylor and Motta were taking up. I thought were really good. And in the moments of the game where you've got to be really composed, in the moments of the game when you're in control, you've got to kill the game. You've got to be have that killer instinct. And every chance that kept going, every shot on goal that kept going wide, you've just got to say, just take the next chance, take the next chance. And what happens is they take their first chance after half time, and it just kills the momentum. And then there's that fragility of the team at this moment in time because of the fact that we've had a bad start to the season, because we've lost 4 out of 5 games, and then you're fighting and chasing when the other team has got something to hold on to, and that for me was the game. And we tried to change it later on by putting more goal scorers, more attackers on the pitch. But when they got the second goal, they just brought more defenders on. They sat a little bit deeper. They had a little bit of speed in counter attack, and we just didn't score the goals that our play at times I thought deserved.
Now we're talking about Phil Neville. I asked some fans around the Dry Pink Stadium here what their thought about Phil Neville was like this year and last year. There were mixed reactions, so let's take a look.
De Phil Neville. Quiero mandarle un llamado a David Beckham, hermano. Phil Neville no está a la altura, no ha estado a la altura y no estará a la altura. Ese señor no tiene la experiencia para trabajar en este equipo.
A good job with the group he's got. I mean, top line players he doesn't have, but he's trying to do his best. So we appreciate it.
I think he's doing a good job. Could always do better, but you always want the best for your teams.
Man United fan, honestly, so like that's a big reason why I support. Big ups to him. I don't have any, derogatory comments. I'm all behind like him, David Beckham, the whole situation. I think probably there are some other fans.
So some pretty mixed reactions according to the fans about Phil Neville. That will do it here from Dry Pink Stadium. Inter Miami next match will be next Saturday against New England at 3 p.m. Amigo Paz, and it's been a pleasure. See you next week.